If you're looking for a fast recumbent or thinking about making the jump to a recumbent from a traditional road bike, you need to consider these great bikes. I got this comment on my review of the Cruzbike S40 from Bryce Loves Tech. Please compare this to a Bacchetta, please. I will admit that I was hesitant to compare these two bikes, but that second please put me over the top. Okay, Bryce Loves Tech, let's do this. To make the most relevant comparison, I selected the Corsa A70 as the Bacchetta that is closest to the function of the S40. Both of these are great bikes. They are fast, they are comfortable. There's really not a bad choice in this bunch. So if you're looking for a good entry point from a diamond frame road bike to a recumbent, either one of these are going to be a good choice. They put you in a great position to be comfortable when you ride. They're fast, they're efficient, and they're really both great. But to make a decision, to make a winner here, we're going to go through 5 criteria. We're going to look at design, comfort, components, fit, and value for the money, which is going to be a pretty subjective category. I will award a possible 5 points in each category and then see how these two bikes compare. Let's start with design. The Corsa is one of the most popular recumbents ever made. It's simple. It's kind of a stick bike design, meaning it's got one straight bar, and it's a pretty simple design, but it's very effective. It puts an emphasis on making the rider in an efficient position to propel the bike forward. It has a high bottom bracket, meaning the pedals are going to be way off the ground when you're sitting on the bike compared to other more comfort-focused recumbents. One drawback to this design is that you may need to pay attention where your feet are when you're pedaling, because if you turn and steer at the same time, your foot could come in contact with the front wheel, which is never going to be a good thing at speed. You can turn or steer, but I wouldn't do both at the same time because that's when that problem is going to occur. The Cruzbike flips conventional bike design on its head by using the drive wheel in the front and the regular coasting wheel in the back. This allows you to have more power as you pedal because you can use the frame to help propel the bike forward. Also, it gives you takes away the chance of any kind of conflict with your foot hitting the wheel because they all move together. The S40 is different front to back, but from a traditional bike, but it totally works. Once you figure out how to ride front wheel drive, you won't have a problem. I also like the paint choices that the S40 gives you. Bacchetta gives you just one kind of paint scheme, and the S40 is always refreshing their paint schemes. So Cruzbike is always updating their paint schemes with something new and different. And this particular one is called Marine Blue, and it looks really good. Paint is not that important to me, but it does enhance the look of the bike, so I count it. Okay, let's get a score for this category. I think the Corsa is a good but not very exciting design, so I'm going to give it a 3. Whereas I think the Cruzbike design is a lot more innovative, a lot more out of the box, so I'm going to award it 4 points. Okay, let's move on to comfort. Comfort is very subjective, but I think it's one of the most important parts of a good bike design. The seat on the Corsa A70 is good but not great. I like the position it puts you in, but I don't love the cushion. The cushion's just an open cell foam, and it kind of reminds me of a kitchen sponge. It's much more comfortable, of course, than kitchen sponges. I've not done that, but I'm sure that that's true. But there are other seats that are available from Bacchetta, but this seat I think is the best for road riding. The geometry of the Corsa also means that your arms are pretty extended. Mine are longer than most, so I tend to be more extended than other people because the seat is way back. I don't really love that your arms are hanging in space when you ride, but that's the way the bike is designed. Some riders may have some difficulty getting comfortable on the bike in terms of stopping because the bottom bracket is so high. So if you're on the shorter side, you may want to look at a different bike, maybe a Giro A20 or something like that, which has a little bit lower foot position. It makes it easier to get your feet on the ground when you stop. The A70 is quite high, so if you're on the shorter side, you're going to find it challenging to stop at stop signs and to get started. The seat angle of the A70 is very adjustable. It's got these little pins that can be put in and out to different heights for the back, so it gives you a custom fit. But the problem is there's no headrest. So if you're a headrest person, you may want to try something else. The 28mm tires give you a firm, fast ride that feels a lot like a regular road bike to me. So if you like that feel, where you're kind of feeling everything on the road, this is probably a good tire for you. The Cruzbike S40 has tons of handlebar adjustability. Everything moves to custom fit you to the handlebar position, to the how far away the handlebar is from you, and also what kind of angle the handlebar is. So with this stem, it's super adjustable. The seat angle of the S40 is surprisingly 40 degrees, so that's not flexible. If you get the handlebars right, though, the seat angle kind of takes care of itself, and the built-in headrest also provides some added support. Cruzbike's basic headrest, which is included with the bike, is okay, but if you want a little bit more comfort, they do offer a custom fit adjustable headrest for a few dollars more. The Cruzbike seat cushion is thick enough to absorb all but the most severe bumps that you'll encounter on the road. It's not adjustable, but the seat cushion is covered with a nice cloth, and it is really comfortable to ride on. You can also get other seat cushions that they offer from Ventasit for a few dollars more. The S40 will fit a wide number of riders, from tall to shorter, and is really adjustable within the range that they offer. It'll be easy to adjust to your correct size, but it may take a while for you to get really comfortable on the bike until you're used to the front-wheel drive and how the bike handles. Once you get a few miles under your belt, you'll find that you relax and the ride becomes much more comfortable and less stressful. I think both bikes are really comfortable, but I'd probably give the edge to the Cruzbike in this category because of how much adjustment is available for the pedals, the handlebar, and that stem. So I'm going to say Cruzbike 4, Bacchetta 3. Let's look at components next. The Corsa features a SRAM GX2x11 drivetrain and TRP dual piston disc brakes. This combination gives you a wide range of gears that should help you get the perfect gear for whatever road you're on. I found most of the time I left it in the 50-tooth front crank and just ignored the other gear because it's Florida and I don't really need the granny gear or the small gear in front. The 1136 rear cassette gave me all the range I needed to climb what few hills we have here in Central Florida. The Corsa features a twist shifter, a SRAM twist shifter, that is very crisp, it's very precise, everything works exactly like it's supposed to, and I found the brakes to be really good as well. The brakes are a TRP dual piston disc brake, and they would engage when I wanted them to, be very strong in the braking, and just really perfect for the bike. The Cruzbike S40 has a 42-tooth crank that's paired with an 1142 cassette, I would say in the back, but it's actually in the front because it's a front-wheel drive bike. So between those two, it gives you a wide range of gears and all the gearing I needed on any of my riding I was doing here. But again, it's Florida, so it's pretty flat. If you're looking someplace else, Colorado or wherever, it could be a lot more challenging to find the right gear. But I think it does have a small enough and a large enough gear that really anything is possible with this bike. The S40 brakes were a bit spongy for me, but worked well enough that it was not a big concern. The S40 features a SRAM Apex double tap lever, road lever system, kind of a brifter, that shifts to a higher gear with one motion, one click, and to a lower gear if you continue that motion to a full sweep of the lever. I've always liked having both shifting directions being controlled by one lever, but you know, your results may vary. Some people have a little bit of a learning curve figuring out how to work that shifter in particular. I found that both bikes had great components and enough braking and gears to do whatever I wanted them to do on the rides I did. But in this case, I would give the edge, just based on braking, to Bacchetta 4-3. Next is fit. Some Recumbent manufacturers use a sliding boom system where the boom moves in and out to adjust for a rider's size. But both Bacchetta and Cruzbike kind of use fixed components and move other things to provide the fit. In the case of Bacchetta, they use a sliding seat that moves the seat back and forth on the main part of the frame, and that's what provides the fitting for the bike. For Cruzbike, they accomplish the same thing by moving the bottom bracket and the shortening or lengthening, kind of a boom in this situation, of their drive system or their steering system. I think the adjustability of the Bacchetta seat, the angle of the seat, and the adjustability of the Cruzbike bottom bracket and drivetrain kind of cancel each other out. They're both good systems, they're just different. So I give both manufacturers a 5 in this category in fit. Okay, on to the totally subjective value for price category. As of the recording of this video, the Cruzbike was about $1,750 higher than the Bacchetta for this bike. So I guess the question is, does the Cruzbike deserve a 60% price premium over the Bacchetta, or are you better off going with the less expensive Bacchetta? The components on both bikes are similar, so that kind of leaves me to design and engineering of the bike. Is that worth the difference in price? While I think both bikes are great, I'm not sure that the Cruzbike deserves such a big price premium. So if I had to say which one is a better value for the price, I would say Bacchetta wins this category 5-3. Okay, if you've been keeping score at home, you know that the Cruzbike got edged out by the Bacchetta 20-19. But your results may vary. Hey, this is all subjective. My opinion of each thing may not be the same as your opinion of each thing. So depending on what you're looking for, it could be a different result. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed going through this process with me of evaluating these two bikes. And I hope you remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Hey, if you comment, maybe I'll make a video. See you next time.